We're coming at you live all this week from New Orleans. It's Super Bowl week, and that got me thinking, where are the 12s watching today's show from? If you are in the state of Washington, go ahead and hit the like button on today's video. If you're watching from elsewhere, around this great country, around the world, comment and tell us where you're watching today's show from, and we'll get started with this edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Joe Milton to Seattle, is that a possibility? Well, according to some, it is. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us here on today's program as we discuss a new trade rumor involving New England Patriots quarterback Joe Milton. This comes from Phil Perry of NBC Sports in Boston, who did a mailbag and was asked about this potential idea. Phil Perry, longtime columnist and writer in the New England area covering the New England Patriots, and was asked by a guy named Bob this possibility. He said, probably Seattle, Bob, although I'll admit it's an interesting proposal by you. If you figure Joe Milton could potentially yield a third-rounder in a trade, and if you figure a realistic return from DK Metcalf would be a second-rounder, then that adds up. Plus, Geno Smith is 34 years old and headed into a contract year. First of all, the Seattle Seahawks are not the Dallas Mavericks. Shout out to producer Sam Brown for this one. No trade involving Joe Milton is going to include DK Metcalf. Let's kind of start there for all intents and purposes here. This doesn't make any sense to be trading for a former sixth-round quarterback and potentially give up arguably your best offensive weapon. But with that said, I don't mind the idea of potentially bringing Joe Milton in and seeing if he could potentially compete long-term to maybe be the Seahawks starting quarterback one day. I think we're all pretty certain that Sam Howell is not the answer, that we've seen enough that Seattle can do better than Sam Howell. So with that in mind, if Sam Howell's not the guy, then you might as well start looking for other options, whether that's a young quarterback like Joe Milton have taken the chance on, or if it's somebody in the draft, whatever it may be. But Joe Milton, for me, I'm intrigued by the idea, but I'm not going to give up DK in order to do it. Now, this was the idea that was proposed in this same article from NBC Sports Boston, was the Seahawks receiving Joe Milton and a second-round pick, 38 overall, giving up DK and a third-round pick. So you get Milton, and you get to move up one round in the draft. Obviously, this is a no from me. I am not taking this deal. I'm running as far away as possible. But I do have some interest in Joe Milton. I think that if you're Seattle, you have to start thinking about, okay, Geno's not getting any younger here. We got to start thinking about our long-term plans. And could Joe Milton potentially fill that void? I don't know, maybe. But if you're not in position to draft one of the top quarterbacks, then maybe take a chance on Joe Milton and see potentially if he's worth being that guy down the line. Should the Seahawks trade for Joe Milton? It is our pinned comment today. Let us know what you think. Type T for trade, P for pass. I say yes, but not with DK involved. So there is a strong caveat there. Let me know what you think. We are bringing you the best Seahawks content around here on Seahawks Today with our daily news and rumors, live shows, Q&A mailbags, breaking news, and more all off-season long. And this week, we are coming at you from New Orleans, Radio Row, as we're going to be talking to some of your favorites around the National Football League and get their thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks. If you love the Hawks, you got to be subscribed to the channel. Best part about it, 100% free. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV to subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's tell you more about Joe Milton here, the 2024 sixth-round pick out of Tennessee. And I'm going to make Sam Brown more happy. I'm going to get back to his good side after throwing him under the bus about the Mavs. He played under the great Josh Heupel at Tennessee, the former Oklahoma quarterback there at Tennessee, doing a great job. And went from there. It was interesting at the Tennessee situation. He replaced Hendon Hooker, who got to play with a loaded Tennessee team. Joe Milton takes over, and the cupboards were bare. And I think that really affected his draft status because he didn't put up the numbers that he should have for what he was capable of at Tennessee because he didn't have anybody to throw the football to. But when he came out of the draft, in the combine, he had the strongest and the fastest arm of any quarterback in the 2024 draft. And this season, we only got to see him one time as the Patriots began the year with Jacoby Brissett, turned things over to Drake May. He became a Pro Bowler. Drake May got to start in the final game, and then Joe Milton got to play the majority of the snaps against the Buffalo Bills. Granted, it was the Bills' JV team that we saw that day, but he still held his own. He looked good. Close to 76% completion percentage, 241 yards, and a touchdown. No interceptions that game. Small sample size, but Joe Milton looked pretty solid. The thing I like about Joe Milton, too, he's got the raw talent that you can't teach. When we talk about the arm strength, when we talk about the speed that he has with his ability to throw the football, those are natural abilities. The mechanics are the things that are going to need to be adjusted. He's going to need to get more accurate. We're going to go over the scouting report in just a moment and give you an idea there, but I would at least be interested to see what he could potentially work with and build upon from there. Before we go any further in today's show, let's tell you about our sponsor. That is Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time has got you covered. And maybe you're looking to join me down here in NOLA for the big game and want to make a lifetime's worth of memories. Well, you can do so by getting tickets on Game Time, folks. I have gotten NFL playoff tickets on Game Time, and you can too. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Who wants to do that? They also have their super deals, so you can find the best tickets around. You can customize your spot. They have their seat views and get the visual, see what your seat is like. It's real simple. Choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Choose your seat. See if you like that seat or not. And then, boom, just like that, you're checking out on Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. And Game Time offers the lowest price guaranteed. Or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your tickets are guaranteed to be delivered on time, and your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code ChatSports, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPRTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Now, the scouting report on Joe Milton. Elite size and arm strength. Size matters. Every woman knows this. On top of that, he throws the ball with blazing heat, scorching hot. All right? He will stand his ground as well in the pocket. He stands strong in those circumstances. But I will say, the big concern is a disturbing lack of placement of the football at times. The arm talent, the arm strength is there, but the placement certainly needs some work. When he was coming out of the draft, Lance Zierlein of NFL Media gave this scouting report and went in detail saying this: a rare physical specimen with the proverbial arm talent to make all the NFL throws, but he's prevented from doing so by a lack of timing, accuracy, and touch. Ouch. Milton is gifted with a cannon for a right arm and can throw the ball as hard or as far as you want. His fastballs are often inaccurate and difficult to catch for moving targets. And he was widely inconsistent locating his deep throws. He can elude pressure, extend plays, and put jaw-dropping highlights on tape, but he's never been able to mature his game from splashy to consistent. He's primarily a single-side reader who struggles to improvise with his eyes. I've seen enough bad football from Sam Howell where I wouldn't hesitate to move on from Yosemite Sam and replace him with a young backup quarterback, whether it's a Joe Milton or another potential trade option out there or potentially drafting somebody later on. I think this is the right move for Seattle, and honestly, I think I would be surprised if Sam Howell is back in 2025. Which quarterback would you rather have backing up Geno Smith next year? Joe Milton? Sam Howell? I'm giving you two options here. You can type JM for Joe Milton. You can type SH for Sam Howell. Let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed today's show, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next time right here on Seahawks Today.